What's going on, party pals? Today we're sitting down with an old friend, but a new partner in the gaming industry. His intelligence for business is off the charts. The man just pulls W's in everything he does, whether that be the auto industry, the gaming industry, or just straight smacking fools in video games. The man is just a winner. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome the CEO of Good Games, our newest partner, Monster. What's going on, man?
Welcome to the party, pal.
God damn, I should have you guys write me a Tinder profile.
Hell yeah.
Most of that was a stretch. Dang.
Hey, you're too humble.
You'd be the first person that's ever called me that. Yeah.
Oh my
The
God.
first. The first.
Oh my God, Monster! Hey man, we want to thank you for coming on the show, man. This has been a big, a long time coming, and it's a big time opportunity for us to meet you and finally have a chance to sit down and talk and hear the man behind Good Game. I mean, I was real excited. But before we get to that, let's find out who Monster is behind the scenes. Who are you outside of the gaming world?
Good question. Before jumping into that, I want to thank you guys for having me on. I think what you guys are doing is I think groundbreaking is probably used an overabundance of times with people and things that they're doing, but I think what you guys are doing is really cool. I think,
thanks, man.
I hope that this thing takes off and moves like wildfire because I love the idea, I love the concept that you guys have, and you guys play off each other really really well, and I'm grateful for having you guys having me on, and this I hope it goes well. So. I guess my real gamer tag is Vermonster,
Okay.
and that's probably what most people see me online as. But all my friends call me Monster. Probably a very fitting name. But I'm originally from Vermont, hence the name. I moved to Florida in the late '90s to pursue a career in golf. Initially I was like, could I play? And that quickly got shut down. I sucked.
Oh, this is the big leagues. Oh, shit.
It's like, oh shit, you got to shoot better than 90 to be pro. Okay.
Weird. What?
Yeah. So, but anyways, through that, I realized I was more in love with like the teaching aspect of it, and
Okay.
I had the opportunity to work at some nice country clubs and teach some people how to play or work with them and adjust their game a little bit, and it was a fantastic opportunity to do in your 20s, and then you realize that you need to make money to survive, which is a weird concept, right? And so I got out of that, and I fell into the car business by happenstance. I happened to meet a guy working out at a gym one day, and I know I don't work out anymore. You can probably tell, but I met a guy working out at the gym one day, and we started shooting shit, and he was a high up at a company that I worked for, and or the company that I ended up working for, and it just worked out. And I was in it for 15 years, just recently left, and I think you could either call it a midlife crisis or the exploration of the latter half of my life, or the back half, if you will. But I'm just kind of doing my own thing right now. I kicked off Good Game, 2 years ago. Really,
Okay.
It was really. I guess it was really spurred by, it was at the beginning of COVID, which didn't really have anything to do with it, but it did have a lot to do with the fact that my father had just died.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I mean, it's going to happen once in a while. Now, if my dog dies, then y'all might need to fucking say sorry, but I promise you.
Well, shit.
I promise you, the day she goes, I'm going with her. So see y'all. Really, it went back to, I'm not even going to try to attempt to know whose quote it is or get the quote correct, but there's a quote or a saying that is somewhere along the lines of, if you want great ideas, just go take a walk in a graveyard, because everybody died with great ideas.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be somebody that had ideas like eating at me and not have at least try to do something with them, right? Because then I mean, you can sit there and go, oh yeah, I got this great idea. Well, hey buddy, your idea is just a great idea until it becomes a business, and it's just an idea until it becomes a business.
Oh, yeah.
And then, once it becomes a business, then is it a successful business? And then is it, there's different levels to it. But I had to, it was an idea I had to get off my chest and see if it would work. And I think at this point in time, it's obviously, it does work, especially now that we have multiple different competitors or people in the market doing a similar thing. So I think that there's opportunity there still, and I really haven't, to be candid with you. I mean, I've been so caught up with my other career that I really haven't even invested the time that I think is right for Good Game, and I haven't invested the I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Like I think time is one thing that I need to invest, but like get my heart back into, get back behind it, and get back involved in it. Because I think I felt the satisfaction of the initial phase of getting it launched, getting the branding done, which I love branding. We've talked about this before. Getting the branding done, getting Cal up and going, and seeing that to fruition. And then picking up some other guys. Trello was I think the number 2 pickup we had, and then right after him was Bolo. And those 2 guys are 2 heavy hammers too. I mean, you've got the first 3 guys out of the gates for us, and Rage Quit. And we can talk about that kind of stuff later, but Rage Quit's on there too. And, you know, I think I felt a little bit of success when that happened.
Yeah.
And then some other stuff just happened with my career and moving. And man, this year was just this has been the craziest year for me, man. And I'm glad it's over.
So now let's try to get into Good Game. You created this. You started the whole thing. Tell us all about it, what it means, and who you have going on, and where you see the future of Good Game going.
Yeah, man. You know, like I said, it kicked off when my father passed away, and it was one of the. I just had this burning desire to not have an idea just go by the wayside. I want to see if I could bring it to fruition. And really, honestly, the I guess the beginning of it was just me watching some of these guys, i.e. SoCal and some of these other players that I saw something that I thought was a business opportunity, and you know, not only monetarily, but to grow their fan base, which would be to play with them.
Yeah.
You can only get run up on so many times with a damn Lee Enfield and die 100% of the time before you want to learn how to be better, right? I mean, that's how I am. I mean, I get in some of these Call of Duty lobbies now, and it's like everybody's like, "Oh, he's a hacker. He's hacking." It's like, bro, I'm not. I got lucky. I'm using a fire shotgun. You had a pistol. So, but you know, you see some of these guys like the Cows and stuff. You go, okay, there's got to be an opportunity here. There's got to be some way to help this guy, you know, grow his business. And I saw that there was something that was there for another monetary avenue for a streamer, right? Or content creator. And I remember I messaged him one day and he didn't respond, and I was like, what up? Okay, all right. So it is what it is. But anyway, so I let it sit for I mean, I had the idea since the very beginning of Firestorm.
Okay.
Wow. For that long before it did it. In hindsight, it's always 2020, but I mean, damn, if I had launched it then and then hit COVID when it did, we'd probably be doing pretty good. But really, it just came from, like, I had a desire to learn how to play better, but there wasn't an avenue for me to sign up to play with anybody to learn how to play with these people. And you can message them and go, hey, you know, will you play with me? You know, and half of them don't even acknowledge your existence, right? And then I was like, okay, well, let's throw a little carrot on it and like, hey man, for $50, will you play with me, right? Yeah. And then you start to get some hits, and you're like, okay. Now I will say, you know, through all of this, I realized that some people feel like it's dirty to charge people to play with them, right? And I never understood that.
No,
I still don't understand that. Looking at the way that the business model is set up, and that's people are just donating money, right? They're just
100%.
Literally called, right? It's literally called donations, right?
Yeah.
And people are okay with asking for a donation or a subscription, but they're not okay saying, "Hey, man, you can sign up to play with me. I'd love to show you a couple tricks here and there, whatever. Maybe help your game out a little bit. It's $25 an hour, $50 an hour, whatever it is."
Yeah.
I mean, to
it's
me,
a great idea.
Being a former golf professional, that seems like a viable business, right?
100%.
It's like a golf lesson. It's like showing up for a golf lesson, right? You pay, I don't know, whatever you charge, and you show up and you get that person's undivided attention for whatever predetermined time, and they walk away a better golfer, and you made some money. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, there was when I was hitting balls in the range, there was nobody walking by throwing $50 at me, going, "Hey,
No.
swing looks good. Swing looks good, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking that business model, because it's obviously it's extremely successful. But I do believe that the way that the gaming business model or streaming business model is set up, I do believe that we're going to start to see a shift in it. It may not be this year, it may not be next year, maybe in the next 5 years. I think that we are going to start seeing people valuing their dollar or whatever, whatever monetary thing that they're contributing to that streamer. They're going to see more value in getting an experience from them, right? And learning from them, or
100%.
100%.
But you also have that person that doesn't want that, right? You also have the person that is stressed out when they play with somebody that's that good, right? Or that they just want to be part of the atmosphere of the chat and all that kind of stuff.
And the community, they want to contribute to the community for sure.
Yeah, right.
No, some people don't even play.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's a key component to the community itself, right? I think that it's there. And I'm not saying that every single donation or every single dollar that a streamer is going to make is from playing with somebody, because I don't believe that that's the case. I definitely do not believe.
No.
But I do believe that there is a business case for people signing up to play with for people signing up to play with streamers and content creators. I just think there's a massive opportunity for it. Massive.
No, 100%, right? Because I love Cal. I've supported Cal since the beginning, and I've also used your Good Game. I've also used it. And I'd rather give him, the $100 or $75 or $100 or whatever, because I'm going to donate it to him anyway. I support what he's done. But now I get to play with him. And I taught golf lessons up on an island. I know exactly what you're talking about. And to me, it's a great model. It's a great model because you get to support the streamer, number one, and that's what we all want to do. Then number two, you get something out of it. You get to go play with some of the best in the world that you never would have an opportunity to play with.
Right.
Yeah.
You look at Cal, right? What is he now? Number 4 in the world for Warzone wins?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the number 4 best basketball player in the world? I don't even know. I don't follow basketball, but do you have the opportunity to sign up to play with LeBron James?
No.
Do you have the opportunity to sign up to play with Michael Jordan when he was in his heyday? No. I mean, it doesn't exist, and that's what's cool about video games. And what we're trying to do at Good Game is we're trying to give somebody that experience to play with the person that they're watching on a very regular basis. I mean, there's people that watch Cal streams 10 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it for 10 hours a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
You become immersed into that person, and the streamer a lot of times, depending on the size, that they also know exactly who you are, what you're about. It's a really cool bond that the streamer can have with the chat until they get too big, where it's obviously it's too much to handle. I mean, Cal being number 4 in the world, Bolo's in the top 10, Trello was in the top 10. He took some time off to do some other stuff, but he's now back as of a couple days. Stuff about that. You have the opportunity to play and sign up to play and learn from the best players in the world on a game that you play on a regular basis with your friends, and you watch on a regular basis for your entertainment. I think that it's something that I've enjoyed doing. I've signed up to play with Cal. He rejects my signups now, but whatever. No, I'm kidding. I was actually just talking to him that day. I was busting his balls. I was like, hey man, we don't even play together. What's the deal? So I actually signed up to play with him recently. But so anyways, I think it's a great opportunity to see a smaller size and a mid-sized streamer grow their platform and grow their fan base. And there is no, in my opinion, there is no better way to have somebody wholeheartedly bought into who you are and what you do for them to go out and experience it with you and play the game. There's no better thing there, right? Like you go out, like I can see in Cal's, and I can see with some of the guys that play with Bolo. they sign up and play with these guys, and they're back in the chat, and the chat's telling them, hey, great job, Nick, or great job, John, whoever it is. You're playing really great, and then they're like, oh, so much fun, blah blah blah, and then they're just totally invested in it now, right? And then they're invested in seeing the streamer's long-term success, and it's just that's what video gaming does for us, right? It's you don't have that ability. I can't go right now and throw on some pads and a helmet and go, hey, Tom Brady, throw me a couple passes, bro.
You can't walk up to Tampa Bay Buccaneers practice facility and say, hey, Tom, I watch you every Sunday, man. I own all your shit. Let's go. Now go throw me a couple 20-yard hitches. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Here you go. The one thing I know you don't know about of mine is the diet program that I have. So let's get on that. Because I'd be running like a flag right to I'd be wheezing about 3 steps out. So, but anyways, that's what I think video gaming does, though. It's like it allows you to connect. Like, I mean, look at you guys. One of you is in Utah, the other's in Canada, and on the Canadian thing, it's just weird.
Worry about your own self.
Labatt, as a side note, Labatt's Blue was the first beer I'd ever drank. I was 15, and I was in my buddy's. He had a Chrysler Reliant K car. You remember those K cars? They were huge, right? It was a station wagon. It was baby blue, and I always remember it had the reverse back seat. And they pop up. But Labatt's was my first beer.
Growing up in Vermont, you would have had access to it for sure. Yeah.
That and weed grown in the fields.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
All right, before we keep going, I've been trying to ask you, Brian. I've been trying to ask you as I'm wondering, what exactly are you drinking on? You were telling us about this earlier.
Yeah, I've been drinking this drink for probably 3 or 4 years now. Do y'all remember Vitamin Water had a flavor called Formula 50? It was them and 50 Cent partnership.
Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
That was by far my favorite flavored drink I'd ever had in my life, and non-alcoholic, of course. I wanted to, I don't know what I did. I just started screwing around one day, man, and I honestly think that I've replicated it in the liquor version, and it is so good that people literally come to my house and they ask for it. Like anybody that stays with me, they ask for it, and I'm gonna tell you the ingredients. You're probably gonna go, holy shit, this guy. I mean, what is he, a high school drinker? I mean, so here, I actually have it with me. It's right next to me. So I use this 3 Olives grape vodka, and then I take one of those Crystal Light grape packets, and then I just put it in a water bottle, mix it up, shake it up real quick, and then I do I don't know, 3/4 or a little more of the vodka, and then I top it off with a little bit of the Crystal Light, and it's a killer drink, man. It's a killer drink.
I can't wait. I can't wait. We are actually going to be trying that just in a bit.
It's a good, it's a really good hot weather drink. But I mean, shit, I drink it year round, man.
Who are you kidding? You live in Florida. It's hot all year round. Shit, minus 30 up in here today.
I'm so sick of the heat, dude. It's unbelievable. I just told my girlfriend, I was like, let's go on a ski trip. She's like, you've never even been skiing. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Let's go somewhere cold. We went to Chicago not too long ago, hoping to get a little bit of snow and stuff, and we did. We got some cold weather, which was great. We got cold weather and COVID, so that's nice. That's a good comment.
Oof.
Get fucked.
Oh God.
Now
oh man.
But you have recovered from the COVID. You're good. Everything's fine though.
Yeah, I'm drinking it away. Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing
Medicine.
wrong with that.
Yeah, it's medicine. It's like when Trump said just put a bunch of high-powered light down your system, and I'm trying to do it with alcohol.
Yeah, you're not drinking. You're sanitizing your insides. I get it. I know what that's all about.
I get it.
Facts.
Oh God. Oh my. Well, you've been working in this gaming industry for a few years now, and you've had some experiences. You've gotten to chat with some folks. You've been able to sit back and kind of watch this whole gaming industry kind of take off. What do you think of the current state of the industry, and what do you think of a couple of key things that come to my mind? One is cheating in first-person shooters, and another is who do you see as the person or group that moves the needle forward in the industry?
That's a great 3-part question. So state of the industry, I can personally, I mean, I can speak from the side of the industry that I'm somewhat involved in. I participate in, which is the first person shooter games. And
Mhm.
I mean, I see it as pretty healthy. I mean, there's so many people that watch Warzone. There's so many people that watch, Apex Legends and that kind of stuff. I think that from that aspect, from consumer eyeballs, time watching, I think it's extremely healthy. I do think that there's an undercurrent of negativity that's involved there, and that's the echo chamber of what social media is, where you get one person that is a bigger content creator that makes a negative comment, and then all these other little or smaller content creators feel that they have to say the exact same thing. It's almost the pressure to be cool type of deal, where now all of a sudden everybody's snowballing on top of this deal, and it's I mean, I get that there's some issues with some of the games right now. I mean, like I said before, I'm still blown away by how involved all the games are. I mean, it's you're playing cross platforms, cross generational platforms. You're playing against people across the world. It just blows my mind. And but I do get the negativeness sometimes, some of the negativeness of it a little bit. But I do think that there's an echo chamber effect of social media right now, where everybody just jumps on the same bandwagon. You look at thumbnails on YouTube right now, and it's like, what's the term they're using? It's war zones in shambles. I mean, I don't know. I played 8 games yesterday with SoCal. We won 5 of them. We didn't run into a single hacker. We didn't get a disconnect. There was no glitches. I can't think of anything that happened wrong in any of those games. So for somebody to say that something's in shambles, I think that's a stretch of the use of the word and I think it's a big stretch. As far as like the hacking goes, it's interesting. There's a sub industry that's built now through hacking, which is the hackization videos, right? And these hacker hunters. And I love, you guys know, obviously Rage Quit. He was doing the team hunters. Was it called Team Hunters or
Teaming Police on Firestorm?
Teaming Police and Firestorm. So he was like one of those the OG guys that was going in and doing that stuff. And side note, I think Rage, the quality of content that Rage puts out right now is impeccable.
Oh yes.
It's just, I mean, graphically, Sasha's like over the top good. So you've got like this hackization culture as well that's going on, and sadly, I think a lot of the mindset of the people are perpetrated, or directed by these hackizations all the time. So as soon as you get killed by anybody, you immediately think they're hacking, or everyone's like, "Oh, he's hacking." There's not. I just don't run into it that much. Maybe my KD's not good enough. I'm not in the good lobbies, but
well, I think where that actually stems from, and I put this on Activision, is they allowed the hacking to go on. So when we first started Warzone, when I first started playing, the same with Still, is when somebody was awesome, you're like, holy shit, this guy's cracked out, right? Just cracked. Like, then he's awesome. Then the hacking came in, and they let it go on for so long. You no longer respect the great players because you don't know if they're great or not. And it's easier just to say they're hacking, but I think that falls mainly on Activision for taking this long to come up with some anti-cheat.
Yeah, and I mentioned to you, off air, that it's very similar to how MLB was with Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds. The greatest timeline of Major League Baseball in the most recent years was the timeline when these guys are ripping the cover off the ball, smashing it out of the park, and these guys are walking on the field. You're like, oh yeah, that guy's, he's totally natural. He's just a high protein diet. Get what, dude? What? The guy, Barry Bonds' head got this big. I mean, in McGuire's arms, it's like, come on. I mean, there's no way. Everybody knew these guys were on steroids. But the fact of the matter was, it was putting asses in the seats, and it was a lot. Major League Baseball was doing really well at that time. So I think you've got something there too, where listen, I'm never gonna point fingers at anybody, but there's some guys out there that you watch that are high level content creators that are hitting shots that you're like, what? I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how it's physically possible. But again, those guys are also light years better than I am, and
yeah.
I stepped on the court with Michael Jordan and he scored, 11 points on me on one-on-one. Am I going to go, he's cheating? Probably not, because I know that he's in front of me. I can see it. That's the problem too with gaming, is that person's on the other side of the world. They're behind a camera. You can't see everything that's going on. So there's just so much there's so much that goes into that, man. They're just. I hope that something comes out of this lawsuit that Activision has against engine owning right now. And I also made a comment on Cal's stream the other day. I think that if Activision really wants to get this done the right way, not only should they sue engine owning, they should sue the top level players that are actually using this stuff and making it almost impossible for regular players to play. Regular players sometimes just get turned off and they're like, look at this dude dropping a 56 kill game, 57 kill game. There's no way I can do it. I'm going to run into this guy, and they get frustrated. I think that those people that are using it are doing just as much as an injustice, if not more, using cheats and hacks than engine owning themselves selling them.
That's crazy. Like Call of Duty and cheating is synonymous now. Like when you talk about cheating in first-person shooters, what's the first game you think of, right? It's Call of Duty. Every time, every day. And it's done a lot of damage to their brand, in my opinion. Now I don't know what the revenue looks like if they're losing money since this whole cheating thing is going haywire, but I don't. Yeah, it's something's got to give, and maybe with time, Ricochet is going to get better and better. That they say that's how it's intended to work, and maybe that is the answer. I don't know. We kind of just got to wait and see.
Wait and see is a good. We will wait and see, I guess. I don't know that Ricochet is working the way that they intended it if they're going with this lawsuit. But what do I know? I'm a small fry in the world, so I'll sit back and watch.
I think we'll see. And I thought when I read about the lawsuit, and that we just covered on the show, is that this lawsuit is a huge step in the right direction. And that is, to me, is them taking the stance of no more, right? We allowed you to you got your year's worth of money, but now no more, because it is hurting the player base. It is probably hurting revenue. They are probably seeing the player count go down substantially, I'm assuming. But I mean, and we had on one of our shows, we talked about that, where I said, until they're ready to start suing these companies, nothing's going to ever happen. Nothing. And the fact that they're doing it, we're here. So, but now, so now, speaking of the gaming industry, it's good here. Where do you see? Who do you see? Where do you watch the barometer go for streamers? And who is kind of the forefront in your mind that leads us in the streaming world?
So, having gotten into the streaming world late, from a viewer standpoint, I mean, I can talk about the last 5, 6, 7 years, but prior to that, and I don't even know, was anybody streaming back then? Shit, I don't even know. I think the person that has set the benchmark and still sets the benchmark and will continue to set the benchmark is Guy Bean, Dr. Disrespect.
Yep.
I think, and I've said this to many people, that I think that colleges, universities, high schools, whatever it is, ad agencies, they should study this guy. They should talk to this guy. He should go down in the books as the greatest brander, greatest marketer, advertiser that ever existed. I mean, this guy has continued to set the bar for streaming. Everything that he has done, you start to see other people start to put into in production. I mean, this guy he knows the game. He knows how to play it. And now he's got it's Midnight Society, I think it's his company. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what comes out of that, because I think the guy's is super intelligent guy, kind of double use of the word there, but everything that he does is top notch. And you gotta think Midnight Society, whatever games they put out or whatever they're doing, is going to be over the top good. So I think that from a benchmarking standpoint, I think Doc is probably the front runner, the leader from that standpoint. But then I think you've got some smaller content creators that don't get enough credit for what they do either. Talk about Rage again. And the three of us have talked about this off camera. The quality of the stream, the quality that Rage does, and the quality of graphical stuff that Sasha does for him or with him, that is like studio production stuff. I mean, they do a fantastic job. So I really hope that Rage, I hope that he starts to get some traction, starts to grow quickly. I do think though that you've got a saturation in the market where you've got a bunch of people that just think that they can fire up a stream, and that they're going to be incredibly successful. And then those are the same people that they get frustrated that nobody's watching them. They get frustrated but yet they don't have a set schedule. They don't have control of the audio in the backgrounds. Cal's great at that. If Cal hears some noise in the background of one of the other mics, he's like, dude, you gotta mute that, man. I've got a show going on here. Because Cal treats it like it's a TV show. And it is a full-blown production. You've got people, the three of us, we watch tons of streams. And he's got 35,000, 36, 37,000 subscribers. They sit down for 4, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours and watch him. They don't want to watch something where some dude's got their baby crying in the background and, whatever else is going on. So it's good that Cal's got a good, control of that. Those are the types of streams that I like to watch. I like to watch good production value, because that means that the person cares about what they're doing. And it's not like they're just, turning a camera on, sitting on the edge of their bed and hoping that, that they can, get 100 followers. And that's just, there's better use of your time. Be a content creator, make YouTube videos with your content, take your face and everything off the screen.
100%. No, it is. It's not that we thought that we would blow up or anything, but we didn't realize how difficult it really is to stream. It's one of the most difficult things I've ever done. And you do have to have that schedule. You do have to have the production value, and you do have to have the charisma to pull it off. It's very difficult.
Yeah, being good at the game is only one. It's not, I wouldn't call it small aspect, because it is important, but there are so many other things that I think trump being good at the game. If you really, really want to make a go at this streaming business, like if you don't have some of those things you mentioned, top-notch quality, interaction with the chat, a schedule, it's just not going to happen. I don't care how good you are. And you can look at, there's quite a few examples of people on Twitch. Some guys have 4,000 plus wins, and then you look at their socials and you look at their viewers, and it doesn't add up. Like there's something not working here, and it's because of those things that you mentioned. They lack in those.
It's not Field of Dreams where you build it and they will come. It's, you got to actually put something behind it. And go back to talking. So Doc is obviously the front runner for all things, in my opinion, gaming and content. But I think from the people that I watch, I think that Tim the Tatman is the best stream I've ever seen.
It's good.
I think that his stream, he logs on and it seems like he talks to his community for 45 minutes to an hour before he ever plays anything, just catching up, engaging. And then when it's time, when it's go time, he's locked and loaded. He's he's playing with the guys, and his production quality is obviously fantastic as well. He's got whips and all that other stuff that's all those other people that are helping him. But his interaction and the way that he plays, he's got a humbleness that is, I don't think you can teach, but he's also got a burning desire to win as well, and it shows in some of his rage moments, right? And
yeah, Tim and Doc are great examples of, they're good. They're better than us for sure, way better than us, but they're not gonna get 40 kills, 50 kills in a Warzone game, right? But you don't need to be able to do that. What you need is all those intangibles that they have, and the desire to just put on a good show, right? Like that's really important.
And I think while not as big, I think you got to put Cal in that conversation as well. He doesn't have the whole team of all that. He doesn't have Herman Miller and all these sponsors, but Cal does a great job of interacting with his chat on a extremely regular basis. I think the size of his chat is really good too. Again, it's 37,000 subscribers I think he's got now, where there's enough people in there on a regular basis communicating, but you can still read the chat. You can interact with somebody. You get in Tim's chat, it's like, it's just scrolling so fast you can't even see what's going on half the time. So there is something nice about those smaller streamers, the mid-level streamers, that sense of community that's still there. And like I said, I think Cal does a great job overall with his streams. You imagine sitting down for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, and having to be on. You're mentally on playing the game, but you're also on talking to people and having conversations. That's draining, man.
Even when we get 20 or 30 people or 40 people watching us, and we're gaming, we're playing, we're doing a thing, to be locked here and to lock here after about 3.5 hours, it's like, oh my God, I'm exhausted.
I'm ready for
Holy
bed.
shit, I'm exhausted because you're the mind
Mhm.
and paying attention and how somebody like Cal, Tim, whomever does these things. It's a testament to how great they really are. Anyway, well, Vermonster, I'm going to tell you what, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for being a part of our show. You've killed it. You killed it. I mean, we've talked several times off air, and I'm telling you, you are a highly, highly intelligent man, and I have a lot of respect for you, and thank you very much for coming on the show.
I appreciate that, man. I have a lot of respect for you guys. I'm excited to see the future of this show. I think what you guys have going is a really cool concept, and I think time will only tell how great it's going to be. And I think you guys running it will turn out to be great. So I'm excited to see how it goes. And I really appreciate you guys having me on. I'm super humbled by it, and I might have to call you guys sometimes for some boosts because the way you build me up is a little much. But I'll take.
Hey, sounds like a plan, dude.
Awesome. All right, brother. Take care.
Laters.